Welcome to Q&A number something. I think we're almost on 30, if not on 30. First question. These questions are from my Ask FM, which are primarily anonymous, because that's really all I have, and the YouTube comment section to answer questions. How many times has your number been leaked? So my phone number has been leaked 4 times over the course of me being on YouTube since 2009, which, actually, I was on YouTube earlier before that, but that's how many times, only 4 times, which, if you think about it, 2009 to 2016, that actually isn't too much. But nonetheless, having your number leaked on the internet is really frustrating, especially when fans jump at the opportunity to text you multiple texts, send you images, and just spam fuck your phone. I don't understand why it doesn't occur to them, like, this is my personal phone number. I don't have that many phone contacts. I don't like using my phone very often, and having a bunch of random people who I don't know. You may like my content, that's fine, but realize that you are going past a barrier if you're going to text my goddamn phone number. It's really, really, really an invasion of privacy, and honestly, if fans actually text me stuff and they get my number like that, then I don't really want anything to do with them, and I don't like them at all, because it's a really scummy thing to do. It's like the person who, I think it was like 2 months ago, drove to my parents' house because they found my address on the fucking internet, and they're like, "Hey, is Mr. Repzion still here? I wanna say hi to him." Like, don't go to my parents' house. I don't live there. I don't live that far away, but I live not anywhere close to my parents. And like going out of your way to see my parents is just really rude and disruptive, and just don't do it. Like, have the common decency. Use your goddamn brain. Next question. I remember following you on your old Tumblr before you deleted it. You used to reblog lots of porn and sex. That is true. Why did you stop doing that? And are you hypersexual? Interesting question. Yes, I did. Back when I was like 20, 21, I used to reblog a lot of pornography on my Tumblr. I don't do that much. I don't do that out. I don't even have Tumblr anymore. But I don't do that stuff anymore because at the time, I had just moved out of my parents' house, and I was very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Not sex crazed, but I was, it was really difficult for me because I hadn't been exposed to a lot of pornography, much less sex, because of my upbringing. So when I had that freedom to, see pornography and see sex on Tumblr and other websites and stuff, I just kind of like went a little bit overboard with it. So that the reason I don't do it anymore is because I lost my virginity at 21, and when you lose your virginity, a lot of things change mentally. At least it changed with me, because then I didn't glorify sex as much when I lost my virginity, and I think that's a really common thing. Like, when you're a virgin, you get this idea in your head that the sex is this amazing, great thing, and it is in many cases. But with religion really played a part in making sex to be something it really wasn't for me. And I can definitely, I think many people can relate to that. If you've ever grown up in a Christian household and lost your virginity, it's not how religion likes to place sex. Sex is placed as this really high pedestal. So when I lost my virginity, my entire mindset on how seeing sex affected me changed. And that's a good thing. And in regards to me being hypersexual, yes, I am very hypersexual, and I think, and I'm not just saying that because guys are all horny or sex crazed. I say that from a perspective that my sex drive is insane, truly insane, and one of the big misconceptions of hypersexuality is that if you're hypersexual, that means you fuck everybody, and that's not the case. I haven't had sex with that many people. I love sex. I'm the type of person who could have sex 3 to 4 times a day, and that's like great to me. Like, I don't get tired from sex. That's the thing. Well, I do, but I have to have a lot of it. But I am a hypersexual, but just please understand that hypersexuality doesn't mean that I go fuck everybody. Because there is that misconception that people just want to have sex with every person they find, and I am not like that person. My sex drive is way above the average, 2-3 times sex 2 or 3 times a week. Given the chance to move to Los Angeles, would you do it if you didn't have to pay any money? That's a hard question. I hate Los Angeles. Hollywood culture. I just hate that I hate California in general. Like, California is beautiful, don't get me wrong. If I could move there without having to pay any finances, I probably would, honestly, but I would probably move there for the heat and the weather because I really like the sun, and we don't get a lot of sun here in Washington State. Mainly Seattle, because we're near the water all the time. It's very, very cloudy. But I don't... The culture in Hollywood, the culture in Los Angeles, in that area is just really... It's not a culture that I want to be involved with because it's so egocentric. Everybody has their ego so far up their ass in that area of the world, in the United States, that it's not something. It's something that I would want to be part and even live near because I would be afraid that it would influence me. I'm not easily influenced by people, but I don't want to get an ego that is so high like so many YouTubers here on YouTube. And that's something that I've seen a lot of creators nowadays, is the ego is insane. It's so insane that I can't even watch a lot of people on YouTube anymore because of how egocentric, how arrogant so many creators here on YouTube. And don't get me wrong, I've had my fair share of arrogance too. I realize that I come across in a lot of my videos where I'm ranting and raving or whatever, I come across very, high and mighty and confident. And that's the persona that I play on YouTube, though. Like on my day-to-day life, nothing like that. If you're a casual viewer, I hope you can distinguish between my online persona when I'm like, rah, 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 versus just me being very calm and civil like I am right now. Because this is me. My Q&As are me. It's as real as you're probably gonna get, or videos that I do on like mental health and stuff. You say that you're against open relationships. Okay, I've stopped there. I'm not against people having open relationships. I've never said that. I know people who are in open relationships. I can't do open relationships. There is a difference. So I'm not against people doing that. I just can't do it. Would you ever consider having 2 girlfriends? Yeah, hell yeah. I don't know how that would work. I mean, granted, women in general have a lot of conflict issues, and they get jealous of a lot of other women very easily. So in order for something like that to work, I know Dusty Smith, Cult of Dusty on YouTube, has had multiple girlfriends at once, and that's awesome to me. Like, he's in a monogamous relationship, but he has 2 girlfriends, and that's like, I would... Dude, having 2 girls like that'd be insane. That'd be awesome. I don't know if I could handle the fucking PMSing, though. I don't know if I could handle 2 women on their period. I mean, one's enough. I'm not shaming you women out there for your period, but I don't know. I've had some relationships in where when someone goes through PMS, they like to justify, I'm PMSing, bitch, and they treat you like shit. Like, I can't stand women who justify treating their significant other like shit just because they're on their period. But yeah, the thing about having 2 girlfriends, though, is you really have to be I think you have to be really open and honest with both of them, and those 2 girls have to like each other, because if they don't like each other, you're not going to be able to have 2 girlfriends at all. And it would probably help if they were bisexual, both, too, because then they would be a lot more open to other things. Who knows, like a threesome or something like that. Have you ever taken a full nude photo? No. Would I ever be nude in a video completely? Yes, actually, I already have been. One of my friends, Brittany Simon, we did a video a long time ago. I think it's still on her Tumblr. I don't know if it's actually on her YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure it's not, but we both did a video where we were both actually naked, and it was a body positivity video, and it was a really funny time, and I drew a Pokemon ball on her boob, on camera, on a YouTube video. That was a really fun time. She is a very awesome person. Still has a YouTube channel. I think it's Brittany Simon. But would I ever take just like a general nude photo and post it on the internet? No, I would not do that. Like, if I'm going to be nude in a video, a fully nude where you see everything, it either has to be, I need to be paid a shit ton of money. Yeah, that's it. Just a shit ton of money. Like, I'll post myself out there for money, but it needs to be a lot of money, because how the internet works is once it's out there, it's always out there. I've never taken a dick photo. I've never taken a full nude photo. I'm not against doing it, but I know that once it's out there, and then there's no... I'm very private with my physical form, as Dragon Ball Z-ish as that sounds. Like, I don't want pictures of me floating around the internet of my penis or, you know, me being naked. I just don't want that on there. And I hope people can understand that. There's nothing wrong with, if you want to post fucking your tits or dick on the internet, go for it. Like, you do you. But I don't want it because I have people who watch me on YouTube, and some people look up to me, and I just don't want some 15-year-old girl seeing a dick photo of me. That's weird. I'm sorry. That's the way it is. No, I don't want a 15-year-old girl seeing my dick. Do you think that there is a difference between plus size, BBW, and obese? Ooh, that's a tough question. I gotta be careful on how I answer this, but I'm gonna answer this with as blunt honesty as I can. I like curves. I like plus size. But, here's the thing I want you to understand is that I believe that in this generation of body positivity, we are in fact glorifying people who are truly unhealthy. Now, what I mean by this is women who weigh way above what they should. There is plus size. You can have a great, great thighs, great hips, a big butt. You can be plus size and curvy. That's awesome. I like that. But I feel as if now we've reached this area where there are feminists, not going to label them all feminists, but there are women or feminists who think that you need to accept their body shape no matter how fat they are. And I'm using fat loosely here. I mean fat as in, like, their arm is their arm's the size of 2 watermelons, okay? Like, their arm is, like, huge. It's bigger, it's wider than my body. There is a point where I do believe this is happening, where people on Tumblr and other Instagram are glorifying people who are truly unhealthy, where their legs are literally touching all the way down to their calves. Like, their ankles are touching due to their weight. But you have to accept them for that form that they are, because if you do, you're body shaming them, which I believe is fucked up. If you're that size and you are struggling walking, and you're so big that it's hard for you to get around, from you putting yourself in that state, that's not plus size. That's not curvy. You are fat. You are obese. I'm not going to hide. And I've actually been wanting to make a video on this. A couple people who I, not watch, but there's a couple models on Instagram and stuff that I've seen who glorify them being truly fat, like unhealthy fat. And they try to tell young girls that being this fat is good, that being this fat is healthy, and it's not. There is a weight limit to being plus size, to being curvy, that if you overhit that, I don't know what the number is, but physically you can see it on them. That when they hit that, that is not healthy, and they're killing themselves. And people have individual choice if that's what you want to do. If you want to weigh 400 pounds, go for it. But I'm not going to say that you're beautiful. I'm not going to say that you're cute. And I'm not going to say that you're fucking plus size or curvy when you have jelly rolls hanging off your arm like 6 inches. No. Call me a fat shamer. That's what I am. But I am not going to glorify that type of lifestyle as healthy. What do I think about meaningless sex? I think meaningless sex is awesome. I think more people should be able to have meaningless sex without some strong, fully emotional, oh my god, I had sex with you, now I'm in love with you type of thing. It's ironic that I'm saying that. But I think meaningless sex is really cool. Granted, you need to be careful on who you have sex with. Take all the necessary precautions. Don't get the first person pregnant. Wear a condom or make sure that the person's on birth control. Very common sense things. But yeah, I would totally have meaningless sex with someone who I'm friends with first. Not just gonna go out and fuck some person on the first date. I'd have to get to know them first, but definitely for sure. I don't believe sex always needs to have some, really strong emotional connection with that person that you're having sex with. That's why it's called meaningless sex, is because it's not super meaningful to where, oh my god, we had sex, now I'm in love with you type of thing. Again, this is really ironic that I'm even talking about this, because because in my personal life, it's complicated. But I'm a very emotional person, but I'm finally learning that I don't need, if I have sex, I don't need to be emotional during sex, because if you're going to have sex with other people, if you're super emotional and you give emotions to every person you have sex with, you're going to really have a very conflicted time having sex with different people. Even if you're not in a relationship with them, like going on to somebody else, you're going to have an emotional connection to that other person. And you have to learn how to cut off that emotional side when you have sex. And I've learned that now, but the first time I didn't really know how to deal with that. Anyways, those are all the questions I have for today. A lot of sex questions, surprisingly. I mean, I get a lot of those on Ask FM, but I just answered them in the order that they appeared. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys tomorrow if I even find the effort to upload a video. So, peace.